Chris, there are reports that I think 5 or 6 teams have reached out to Bill Belichick. Now, Belichick is at North Carolina. Diana Rossini reported that he's staying at North Carolina, at least for now. You know Belichick very well. Is Belichick going to give Carolina at least one season?
I think so. I would expect that. But I would still be, if I'm like, the dean at North Carolina or whatever, I'd be a little worried right now. I would be. I think Bill Belichick, first off, I think he panicked. That would be the first thing. I think he wanted to know or have a deal kind of in place, right? Like, wink, wink, we're going to hire you. We're going to go through the interview process and do all the things that we need to do. But when it's all said and done, we'll be wink, wink back to you, and we're going to hire Bill Belichick. He never got that. So I think because of that, he panicked a little bit and went to college football. But within that, anybody that knows him or has ever been around him, we all question whether he fits college football. Right, for a lot of reasons. I know you and I, we've all discussed this a little bit, but the recruiting, dealing with Jimmy and Johnny's mom, dealing with the fact that he's going to have to game plan way more simple than he ever has in his life. Is he going to be mentally intrigued by that? Like, right? Is that going to keep him going when he has to play like, oh, I got to play cover 4 for 9 out of the 10 next snaps here because I got young kids who didn't get enough reps and I can't even do some of the crazy, awesome stuff that I can really do. So there's that aspect and all of that, and let alone relating to young kids and a kid that's different than back in the old days when he grew up or anything like that. You hear Brady and Gronk, none of them thought he would do this or be able to coexist in a college environment. So that would scare me. And, yeah, if you made me bet, I would say it's one and done. And then he hands it over to Stephen Belichick to become the head coach, and then he tries to find a spot. But I still would be scared right now because $10 million is chump change to any owner who wants to buy him out. $10 million is chump change to Bill Belichick. I mean, right. Bill Belichick is swimming in it. He's got more money than he knows what to do with. So that means nothing, I think, in the long run, other than his reputation will take a big hit if he leaves right now.
I think the job he wants, if there's an NFL job he wants to punctuate his career with, it would be the New York Giants, right?
I mean, I think that would be his spot for sure. But I don't know if the Giants would be the place I'd want to go to right now if I'm Bill Belichick, just because the Giants, I think, is a project, right? And I mean, and we know they're keeping their coach and their GM anyways. But, like, if you heard anything Mike Lombardi, who's close to Belichick, say, right, there's the jobs this year are not viewed as that great, right? Usually when you have 7 or 8 job openings, there's 1 or 2 that you look at and go, that team's pretty damn good. The coach was just horrible there and was messing it up. I'd like to take over that team. I think Chicago was that team in this hiring cycle. I think Bill was trying to get to Chicago because of that. Chicago's really ready. You just need another offensive lineman or 2, maybe 1 more defensive playmaker, and you go, okay, we're pretty good, and now let's just bring this rookie quarterback along. I also think that's why Tampa was on his radar in a big way, because there was Todd Bowles, maybe retires and gets out, and he's looking at Tampa going, they got a lot of stuff that works down there. Everything else is a little bit of a project or unknown. But I feel like, to your point, though, if all was equal, yeah, I still think the Giants are a very special place to him and in his heart.
The only thing I'll say about that Chicago job is you have to deal with Jordan Love, the Vikings, and Dan Campbell and Jared Goff for the next 10 years. You know,
I know. You're right. Yeah. And that's a tough thing to do. It's like, I was kind of saying those same things with like Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh. Like, wait, are you sure you want to go to the AFC West and deal with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, right? But sometimes you just got to take the best situation available and go, okay, this allows me to be my best, and now let's see if I can compete and beat the best at my best. And that's sometimes all it boils down to.